matter or no longer hits enemies immediately after the rocket explodes. So, okay, so that'll make a huge difference right here as we jump right into this game number 1, Z versus Sunfish, out here on Trophy's Edge.
Ooh, beautiful game, and we're already seeing that Multiversus do quite a bit of work, only at 19%. Wow, that is a double knockout on both attacks. You can see Sunfish just like, hey, yo, I see you down here. Z is completely inside of game mode right now, not even taking the opportunity to very briefly establish the fact that they did both essentially self-destruct there.
Yeah, I mean, functionally making an even game though, so no huge advantage going to either player. Although I will say Z had almost a full stack of the Amazon shout right there that ended up just falling by the wayside. So a little bit of resources lost, but in all, relatively even game, and nice read on that whip right there. Shooting Jerry off stage, I think that might have been a missed input right there, maybe trying to look for the dynamite or something like that.
Oh, that was a beautiful tipper right there. Love to see it. Really interesting dynamite play. Got hit by that fishing pole, but immediately cleansed. Now Wonder Woman is absolutely in control of that map. That platform did a lot of work for Sunfish there.
Yeah, kind of saved his bacon for just a second. But okay, we have Jerry back, which means that we're going to have some of those tennis balls coming out to play. Z fishing for any sort of big hit, but looks like Tom's just fishing. But there we go, we got the trap, and missing the Jerry shot. Looked like that was supposed to be just a little bit of coverage. Instead, Jerry's going to be completely gone. Not a lot of dodge meter, not a lot of mouse, not a lot of options on the side of Sunfish as they get hit off stage.
Beautiful play by Z.
Yeah.
Clinical-esque. You see, this is the Z I was excited to see inside of tournament. This part of the Z, and Sunfish is like, yeah, you got me with that self-destruct. And Z's like, look, brother, I'm just out here wondering about my woman. You feel me, like?
Yeah. I mean, Z was completely keyed into game mode, so. Although both of them SD, that was kind of a testament to, like, you know, the situation's what you make of it. Like, you know, Sunfish kind of laughed it off and kept his head in the game, but Z was just always logged in, just kind of shrugged it completely off and said, oh yeah, that didn't happen, we're even, let's go.
We're still inside of this game. We are very much so still about making sure that this is only a W for me. And I really appreciate that level of respect. I'm a little bit curious. It looks as though Sunfish is taking a few opportunities, as is their right in between matches, to go ahead and take some time to counterpick. I'm really appreciating, first of all, the fact that Sunfish not only has monster energy ready, but also has what appears to be a hitbox there. As you know, I'm actually a big fan of hitbox myself, J-Dog. I am actually a hitbox player. So I think one of my favorite aspects of this game as well is also how you are able to use different controllers, not just like a pad like Z is using, but also a hitbox like Sunfish happens to be using. Out inside the game, you would never be able to tell that both these players are using such different controllers.
Yep, one of the beauties of PC multiverses, like when all the controllers work, you have so many options. And on top of that, a little bit of deep lore there. So Sunfish used to be a keyboard player, but because in the previous patch, you couldn't play 2 players on keyboard, so they ended up getting a mixed box or like hitbox instead. And with that, they were able to, you know, essentially compete in this game and have a few more options. So loving to see players adapt to their situations and their surroundings as we get into this game number 2 right here, right back in the same stage. And Sunfish already looking to establish stage control, and Z is having none of it, just running forward with that armor. Whoa, great whip, and not able to get the finish right there.
Platform and Jerry going forward to make sure that Tom lives through. Jerry is now, unfortunately, a ghost. And Wonder Woman sitting here at 7%, putting almost 70, now currently 82 onto Sunfish.
Oh man, Sunfish looking virtually untouched, or excuse me, Z looking virtually untouched at the moment. Sunfish just looking kind of lost in how to set up their Jerry. And a great dodge right there, using the down air to stall the momentum a little bit. And okay, now you're on the ledge. Tom very comfortable on the ledge, but Z doing some good stuff, hitting Jerry while Tom isn't there to defend. I think that Sunfish is going to be without a Jerry for the next few seconds, potentially without a stock if Z has their way.
Great use of the down air, unfortunately not able to secure that. And fantastic whip into charge. Side air to go ahead and secure that very first knockout for Z. Z is literally only 1 knockout away from moving forward without anyone possibly winning against them so far inside of bracket. This is looking pretty uncontested. This is the Z I have been excited to see all the evening, and it feels as though Z has finally arrived. Z is not only the Omega, Z is also the Alpha of this matchup.
Yep, hunting this cat all the way down. Although I'm liking some adaptations Sunfish is making, trying to ice them out a little bit more. Has the trap there, and actually, okay, the whip able to take that out of the equation, but now starting to use up ground into the up air, trying to get some hits in there. Oh, the rocket to cover the approach, but Z privy to that, just moving out of the way. And the Amazon shout's nearly full. I don't know if they'll use it. Don't go over there. Oh, that Jerry got absolutely smoked. Oh my gosh.
I'm kind of woo that. See, that is why Triple Dynamite is the perk of choice for Tom and Jerry players. And without Jerry, Tom's really just playing a keep away game right here. But it looks as though when Tom is choosing to approach, they don't necessarily have enough pressure to combat against Wonder Woman's multiple tools, such as cleanse and armor, which they are doing every single time that snow perk gets on them. We're seeing the cleanse immediately come out, which is just making it harder and harder and harder for Tom to get started up here.
Yeah, Tom is not finding anything, especially since you got hit, you lost control over Jerry. So now you lose Jerry, and you lose your stock potentially. Yes, you do. Z going out there for the edge guard, and Sunfish is not going to be able to make that back. Z moving on into the winner's finale for the evening.
Now, you know, I know I keep talking about it. I know I keep bringing it up. But where would I be if I didn't literally applaud Z's play inside of this tournament thus far? We have seen I almost feel like it's a completely different player. In the span of literally only 7 days, we've seen this player move from a character who may not necessarily have been as comfortable with their character choices, who may have kind of fought with an emotional battle. We've seen almost 0% of it inside this bracket. As I mentioned, inside the previous matchup with Z and the Batman player that he was going up against, it was very obvious that there was a little bit less commitment. While the mental game was still there, I saw a little bit of a recession in terms of the way that Z handled a lot of the battle towards the end of that. I saw 0% of it inside of this match. It looked like Z was very much so focused on making sure that they got through this bracket at every stage of it, and it was very, very clear that Z's mind was focusing on winning.
I think part of that also might boil down to his matchup experience as well, because Batman in ones is an oppressive force, one that you can't take too lightly. Mm-hmm. So, you know, as you're stuck in those strings, sometimes it's hard to, you know, kind of keep that mental momentum going. But against Tom and Jerry, you have more time to play a slow game, both of them kind of getting comfortable in the pacing of the match, and Z just kind of outplays Sunfish step for step. So I think matchups will have a huge play in terms of what the bracket looks like going forward, and especially since ZD, I know, plays Batman. Harley's able to play